Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the season opener here in NorCal for me, the 2024 Cherry Pie Criterium. This is the P12 field on a very wet, windy, rainy, very uncharacteristic California day. But it wasn't just the course conditions, which we'll get more into in a little bit. We have serious competition. This is Tyler Williams in my rear camera. He is a former Legion rider now on Miami Knights, the same team as Will. You guys know Will from the channel. So obviously a big threat there. And then behind him is Volley Factory Racing. They were the other big team. I think they probably had 4 riders, including former teammate Ryan, who had won this race the last 2 years. So those were pretty much the 2 major threats we had to look out for. So what about us on Team Mike's Bikes? We brought 7 riders. That's right, I had 6 teammates. This was right at the tail end of our 3-day training camp. This is right next to Mike's Bikes headquarters. And we came out ready to win, but in addition to the stiff competition I talked about, we also had this course to battle. Probably the biggest threat of all was ourselves on this course because, 18 mile an hour sustained crosswinds, gusting in the high 30s, very treacherous conditions, very nervous field. But we had numbers to our advantage, so let's just dive right in, see how things unfold. All right, and this one might be a short one, you guys. There were a couple of early moves, but nothing that got more than a couple of seconds. So really, the first significant breakaway came in about 20 minutes into this race, which is, to be honest, later than I expected. And you can see them kind of dangling off the front right now. I have 3 teammates in that front group, so I have no motivation to bring that back. But you can see from the heart rate, 159 beats per minute. I'm feeling good. I was feeling good in this race. And I know rule number 1 on NorCal Cycling is don't chase teammates. This may have been a good opportunity just to send it. Once that rider pulled off, just to go across from this slingshot position across those front riders, straight across. 2 other teammates had the same idea, though, at the same time. So now I have 5 teammates who are off the front. We're going to get a look at them here in just a second as they make this first corner. There's 2 other teammates being brought across by a Volley rider, kind of with the same idea that I had in mind. So now I really have no motivation to do anything except sit in the wheels here. And them's the breaks. I mean, guys, when you come out with a team, sometimes that's what happens. I'm not going to get to the front and chase teammates, that's for sure. I have 5 out of 6 of my teammates in the lead group, including Iman, who's a former European pro, really powerful field sprinter. The problem is Ryan and Tyler are also in that lead group. So I'm in the position now where I'm like, okay, well, if these riders in front of me are content just letting the race get away, then the race is kind of out of my hands at this point. I'm just going to sit in the wheels, stay fresh, and be ready to go just in case the field all comes back together. And just a quick note about how the dynamic of a race completely changes in these conditions. When it's really wet and slippy and rainy and crosswindy like this, it's not so much about your team dynamic and about your skills in a group. I mean, it's really hard to catch a draft in these conditions. Like, you'll see all of these riders, it almost looks like we're Cat 5 amateurs the way that we're leaving all these gaps open and stuff, and that's just because it's really hard. You're getting the road spray, and the crosswind will blow the draft away anyway. So, I mean, there isn't a huge benefit to riding in the draft. So what it comes down to in these conditions is courage in the corners first and foremost, and then also just brute force. So you'll see riders who are generally good crit racers maybe not be such great crit racers, or vice versa. You'll see guys who suddenly this is their time to shine, where like they have amazing power, and then you have guys like Tyler, like Ryan, who are just pretty much good at everything. So anyway, just a note about if you're curious about how these types of conditions change the race dynamic. So unfortunately for me, the race did not come back together, and I forever stayed in the first chase group, and it was up to my 5 teammates to see if they could get the best of the likes of Tyler Williams and former teammate Ryan Gorman. And let me just give you guys the play-by-play. Unfortunately, I did not have GoPros on their bikes, but about halfway through the race, my teammate Dylan washed out in corner number 3, this little chicane wiggle. Lost some skin, otherwise he's okay. Fast forward a few laps later, Tim does the same thing. In fact, I think Tim didn't end up crashing, but just lost control behind a crash, something like that. And then on the final lap, Ryan sent it, and that's his move. That's how he's won the last 2 years with 1 lap to go. And this resulted in a mad dash to the first couple of corners, that same treacherous corner where my 2 other teammates went down. And Alex, the winner of Cal Aggie, the crit the week before this, he went down in that corner and held up my other 2 teammates in the breakaway. Fortunately, as far as I know, everybody was okay, but that just leaves Ryan and Tyler, which goes to show it's really important to maintain good position, not just because it's easier to sprint from, top 3, but also because you avoid potential crashes and stuff like that. So it came down to Tyler and Ryan in the finale, and although Ryan did his absolute level best to hold off Tyler was able to get the best of him in the final few hundred meters to take down the W, and that's how it went. It went Tyler for the win, former teammate Ryan now on volley second, and then my teammate Iman taking down third. So obviously not the result we wanted when we come out with 7 riders, but couldn't think of a cooler group of guys to lose to, Tyler and Ryan. I'm sure we'll get to battle later on this season. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.